Watch. Fed up young conservatives ignore McCain's war history, savage him for selling out. Few would argue that Senator John McCain has not sacrificed much for his country. He was a POW in Vietnam after his plane was shot down, during which time he was brutally tortured in the notorious Hanoi Hilton. Nobody denies that this is something we should all recognize and respect. This is usually used as a disclaimer before or an incantation against Senator McCain's record this past decade. While the Arizona senator has never been as conservative as some of his Republican counterparts, you could say at least he was reliable. That's changed in recent years when he's made it clear he's with the Democrats on a number of issues. Take Obamacare, where McCain cast a vote that saved the failing health care initiative, or take immigration, where he partnered with Democrats on an amnesty plan which was pretty much dead on arrival. For younger conservatives who are just getting interested in politics and are less familiar with McCain as either a war hero or from his two presidential campaigns as an anti-establishment challenger to George W. Bush in 2000 or the Republican standard bearer in 2008, they only know McCain as having betrayed the conservative cause. And at the Turning Point USA High School Leadership Conference in Washington, D.C. this week, he got a round of boos from attendees. The conference, which featured speeches by Attorney General Jeff Sessions, Ambassador Nikki Haley, and Donald Trump Jr., among others, featured about 700 young conservatives from around the country. The booing took place during Senator Rand Paul's speech when he brought up why Obamacare repeal had failed. And guess what? The reason we didn't repeal is that we have 6 or 7 Republican senators who got cold feet, Senator Paul said before adding dryly, let's just say John McCain, that brought a shower of boos from the audience. We bring this up because perhaps this represents the wisdom of youth. Yes, John McCain is a hero. Yes, he's currently battling cancer bravely. Neither of these things are in question. How often, however, are they used as a tarpaulin to cover up McCain's failures as a political figure? It's one thing for Democrats to obstruct the Republican Party. That's to be expected. And there are other rhinos in the Senate. See Colin, Susan, Flake, Jeff. That being said, no Republican has ever sold out and obstructed his own party so much as McCain has over the past few years. This has been combined with his inveterate hatred for Donald Trump until he became too ill to do it. The only reason McCain would appear on the Sunday morning political talk shows is to bash the president. In fact, one suspects it was the only reason he was invited on. While one understands President Trump is a divisive figure, McCain's invective does nothing except to aid the Democrats, who want everything to be a referendum on the president. I pointed out earlier in the piece that these young conservatives are less familiar with McCain's war record on presidential runs. That doesn't mean they're unaware of them. In other words, unlike so many in the party now, they're able to disassociate the honorable things McCain has done with his appalling record of late in the Senate. If only more Republicans would follow these students' lead and hold the senator from Arizona accountable instead of letting him hide behind things that happened almost a half-century ago. If you haven't already seen my other video, there was a small piece I did about, I did a story about Meghan McCain tearing into Maxine Waters for encouraging, people to harass Trump officials. And I said, she tore into her like brain cancer tore into John McCain's head. I'm going to be honest with you. I hate John McCain. If we played a drinking game, I wonder how many rounds of booze he would, If we played a drinking game for every time John McCain betrayed the conservative cause, how many rounds of booze will we end up drinking? That's what I meant to say. Speaking of divisive, I hope the brain cancer divides John McCain from this fucking earth. It doesn't make a difference if you are less familiar or more familiar with McCain's past war record. All of us are familiar with his more recent war record on the president, on, conservative, on the border wall, which he supported in 08, but now he doesn't, and now it's all about, oh, you can't separate families. I literally hate John McCain. He's such a fucking loser. Just drop dead already. No one even fucking likes you. Yeah, you can side with Democrats and you can say things like, oh, breaking up families is bad and stuff. And you can aid the Democrats. But the sad thing is, nobody's gonna aid you when you're on your deathbed, you piece of shit. I literally do not like John McCain, and I'm trying my best to think of as many put-downs as possible, but it's not working anymore, so I guess I'm done with this. Go fuck yourself, John McCain. I really mean it.